Hey, everybody, welcome to the garden. I hope you're having a great day. Shout out to the lemon and lime lovers and everybody in between. It's time for the Lemon Garden report card for the Q4 of 2022. So, this is it, the last report card for 2022, and we are in 2023. So, Happy New Year, everyone. I hope 2022 was a good year for you, and I pray that 2023 will be an even better year for us all. So we're just going to be going over our performance. At first, we'll start with just looking at how we did for Q4, and then we'll do like a quick overview of how the whole year went since the year just ended. So starting off, let's take a look at our stock trades that we had in Q4. So from October all the way down to December. It was a pretty good quarter, I would say. One of the better quarters we've had this year. I mean, we've had a really good year in all our swing trades, whether it was crypto or stocks, but this was a very good quarter to close out the year. So starting off in October, again, we didn't have many trades, only had 5 closed trades. Again, if you're following the swing trades, I have many open swing trades at any given time, but I slowly close them out, when it's prudent to do so. And a lot of these trades here, all these trades really hit those thresholds. I mean, Twitter was a great trade, 20%. Netflix, decent trade, 11%. Microsoft 7.5%, PayPal almost 10%, and Square also almost 10%. So not a bad month in my opinion. And October was a fairly slow month. There's a lot of news that was brewing for November, and October was fairly slow, and that tends to happen in for most of the month of October. Again, usually what'll happen early October, nothing, and then as you get closer to Halloween and then post Halloween, that's when the action starts. And you can see that really reflective here, and that we had many trades open. We just didn't have any impulses to close any of the trades. But our patience was rewarded. So if you look down into November, look at how many trades we end up closing. So for October, we end up making cumulative profits of 58.42%. Decent enough. And then November, we had a bunch of trades we got to close out because the markets had found a nice bid. We had a nice little market rally in November. Ended up closing out QID. That was our short position on the Nasdaq. So early in the month, we were able to close that out, and we closed out the Brazilian ETF. This was a great trade. It's one of my favorites, even though it wasn't a huge gain. I just loved the setup, and it played out near perfectly. Then we had a great silver trade, great gold trade. So we've been playing the metals for most of the year. It's been going great. Nvidia, JPM, I think those played out fairly fine. JPM took one. It was one of the longest trades we've had. Whenever we get into these really long swing trades that'll last, multiple quarters, it can be tough to sit through them. But whenever that happens, I do try and get something that does have dividends. So at least if we are sitting in it, we are getting something back per quarter. But in the end, it's part of trading, especially swing trading. You do have to be a bit patient, and stay consistent. But yeah, I ended up closing that out in profit. It was also one of our bigger positions as well. And then IBB. So this trade was a great lesson for me. To me, this trade is a good reflection of how much I've grown as a trader personally. Because in the past, I would have not been able to close this trade out. I would have been too upset, or just too greedy might be the better way of describing it. It was correct for me to close it at 0.86. If you go back and see what happened to IBB after this, it actually collapsed. So it was a good idea for me to close here because the chart told me to, even though I barely made any profits, essentially just a break even trade in my book. But we did make about 0.86% after the fees. So I'm not too upset about it. I do wish it turned out differently, but I am I do feel somewhat proud that I was able to close this out. No matter how long I was in it, just because the chart told me to do so. And doing that, I think rewarded me because the following next trades were all great. We had CGC, we were able to close out Canopy, almost a 20% gain. SoFi, almost 10% gain. And then C Limited and Alibaba, again, 15, 16% respectively. And we had a great month. I ended up making 103% cumulative in profit. So, very proud of how November turned out. We were able to really deleverage our accounts, lessen the exposure in November. and it was a great month. And then December, closing out the year, I thought it went as good as it could. Closed out Meta, one of our other larger positions, at about almost 6% gain. Chevron short, that worked out pretty well. Almost a 7% gain. When it comes to shorts, I'm not too greedy. Always looking for a nice short setup, but you don't really need too much in profits for that. And then Affirm was another great trade, almost a 20% gain. A very fast trade too. Got in on this on the 8th, and ended up getting out of it a couple days later on the 13th. And then we had another Nasdaq short, the QID ETF, the short ETF on the Nasdaq, ended up playing out pretty well, almost 7% gain. And then our go-to trade, which is one of our older trades we've been in since the start of the year, ended up making 81.4% off that trade alone. So it was a really great way to tie the bow on 2022, and we ended up making a cumulative gain for that month of 119.58%. So I am very, very happy with how that turned out in December, and cumulatively for the Q4 of 2022, for stocks we made about 281%. And if you go back into the year, so just looking back into the year, it's been a great year. We had one loss the whole year. SOS Limited lost almost 6% off of here. Still made a great profit of that month. But overall, we had a great year, and the total cumulative profit we've made for the entire year in stocks is 1,406.65%. So a very, very nice year. I am very proud of the year we've had, and if you've been following me for most of the year, or from the beginning, or even just recently, I'm going to work hard to continue this success. Can't promise it. The markets will decide what happens, but the only thing I can promise is being as risk averse as possible, and protecting us if we should have losses, and then trying to get out as much of our wins as possible. Okay, but it's been a great year in stocks. Can't complain. 281% for a Q4 of 2022, and 1,406.65% for the year of 2022. Hopefully 2023 will be even better. Now let's go into crypto. Let's see what's going on with crypto, how crypto performs. So for Q4 of 2022 for crypto, I can tell decent enough. Very few trades. As crypto goes into these hibernation modes, it's somewhat of a challenge. But again, you just have to be patient. So looking at October, we had about 4 trades. Not too bad. We made 43.85% cumulative in profits just off of 4 trades. FTX coin, we were able to be long that. And this was before the whole scandal with FTX, made about 7.5%. And then Binance Coin, BNB, Chainlink, and Avalanche, decent trades. Chainlink and Avalanche 10% each. Binance Coin 16.23%. And these trades, they were fairly moderate in time, at least when you compare to our average trades. The FTT coin was actually a very fast trade, did that all in one day. So you'll notice as you go through my trade history, some trades will last multiple months, even almost a year, and then some trades will literally last one day. Because my decision making is not based off of time specifically, it's just what the charts tell me to do. So back here, when FTT went up about 7.5% for us, it was time for me to get out, and that ended up being the right decision, as we got to avoid all the craziness that would soon come from FTT. Next is November. Okay, so November had a bunch more trades we could close out, as we were patient waiting for the impulse in crypto, and we ended up getting it. So Solana, we ended up closing for 13.5% profit. Polygon, Ethereum, 11.3 to 8.9. Litecoin and Cosmos, 11.3, 11.5, my apologies, and 12%. And then we had another Ethereum trade after we closed out the first one in this month, for another 9.79% gain. And then Link, we ended up closing for 12.84% in profit. Had a cumulative gain for the month of November of 79.97%. So very good month. So you'll see it's reflecting what happened in stocks. Same thing. The stock performance in November was also very good. We had a lot of nice volatility in the month of November due to a lot of the news that came out. So I'm very, very happy with how this worked out. Of course, with crypto, you always want more trades. You always want more gain, But you just have to kind of deal with that. When Bitcoin goes into hibernation mode, a lot of times the altcoins will do the same. But you have to be ready for when you do get those big bursts in either direction to to then bank in on that. And a lot of these positions were shorts, right? So we had Matic, Ethereum, Litecoin, Atom were all short positions. We were building out short positions for the coming drop that did eventually come, and we banked in the profits. And then December. So December, we only had 3 trades we closed out. We're in plenty of other trades in crypto, but they're not ready to close out. Still observing them, still waiting to add on to them as they come into our levels, and still looking to see, as they rise or drop, where I'm going to be looking to exit them. So these are just the trades we end up closing out. And for the month of December, we end up having a Luna Classic trade, almost 18% in gains. Quant trade, almost 13.5% gains, and then we had an EOS trade for about 7%, for a cumulative total gain of 37.67% for the month of December. Not a bad Q4 in crypto, considering how it's been, kind of producing. The total cumulative gains we've had for Q4 of 2022 in crypto is 161.49%. And for the year of 2022, since I've done this for crypto starting in February, we've made 752.48% in crypto for 2022. We only had one loser, which was Terra Luna. We ended up getting caught up in the drop. So we lost about 71.93% off of a 5% position on Luna. We still were actually somehow profitable cumulatively for that month of May. And that, to me, is just a testimony to how important it is to break up your position sizing and have your risk under control, right? We were never going to risk too much on Luna, so that dropped essentially to zero from where we got in was about $28. Didn't really mean too much in the larger scheme of things. And then since then, we've only had wins. So I'm very, very proud with how this has all played out this year. And again, just like if you've been following the stocks, I hope that the crypto swing trades have treated you well, as well as the stock trades have. I know the crypto trades are a little bit less, in how many we get, but that's kind of the catch-22. Crypto can move much faster, but a lot of the cryptos are far more illiquid. So I'm very careful with what we get in, just to make sure we can all comfortably get out. And if you've been following the swing trades, thank you so much. If you haven't, I think you should. Especially if you just want some sort of side little income. It's been a very consistent service. My swing trades have been very consistent. As you can see, just you go back and read it yourself. I try to be as transparent as I can, and it's only $15 a month. I'm going to keep it around that price. It's essentially cheaper than Netflix at this point. But I want to keep it that low because some of these trades can last fairly long, but also, I want it to be where it can become a consistent, sort of side income for anyone who, they're not good at swing trading, they don't know how to trade, or they're trying to learn trading, and this way they can actually make some money while they're learning and, kind of figuring out what they like and what they don't like about trading. All right, so that's essentially it for the trades. Before I let you go, just make sure if you are a free member or a paying member, always check out my tweets. I try to be active on Twitter, just to give you my thoughts. I don't always tweet out charts or links to videos. I'll just tweet out certain things I find to be helpful for the psyche of a trader. Certain quotes, certain ideas about trading that I think is very important to understand. And then also, you always come to the Lemon Vids tabs and check out the vids that I've made if you're interested, whether it's just the recaps or you want me to check out the crypto highlights or stock highlights. It's all good either way. And that's it. That's it for the Q4 report card for 2022. I hope you all have enjoyed the Lemon Garden. I've really, really appreciated all the support and watching more people join and learn. And I hope that 2023 we all just continue to get better together. And that's it, everyone. Everyone remember, be patient, be vigilant, and be nimble. I love you guys. Take care.